students, this package was just delivered to my classroom. Boy, is it heavy. Should I open it? Maybe we should see who it's addressed to first. Let's see. Oh, it's addressed to me. That means I can open it. Before I do, I wonder who sent me this package. Let's investigate. It's from my friend, Khalid the camel. What do you think is inside? Sand? A big box of sand? Did you guess sand? What am I supposed to do with a big box of sand?
Hello, Mr. Ritz.
Khalid, hello. It's great to hear your voice.
I just got this notification on my phone that said my package was delivered on your doorstep. Did you get it?
Yeah, I think I did. Did you send me a 50-pound box of sand?
You don't want to know what I paid in shipping.
Khalid!
Yes, Mr. Ritz.
Why did you send me a big box of sand?
I'm hungry.
I'm not sure that answers my question.
I want to grow basil like you, but I can't get it to grow in the desert sand.
Oh, is this desert sand?
It is. That's desert sand from where I live, the United Arab Emirates.
Wow, it is so soft. I've never grown food in sand before. I wonder, how much rain have you been getting lately?
Oh, not much. Actually, none lately.
I see. Well, you know what? I don't know how to grow food in a desert, but I think I know some folks who do. Can I give you a call back later after I've had a chance to investigate?
Sure. Thanks, Mr. Ritz.
Talk to you later. Bye-bye. Do you think food can grow in the desert? Let's investigate. I know some super smart people who might be able to help us. We'll need to visit them in the United Arab Emirates, also known as the UAE. I'll grab my other hat. Let's go! Wow, is it bright out here? I'm going to need my cheese hat. Ooh, that's better. Hey, look, there's ICBA. Maybe they have some answers for Khalid and I. Come on, let's go check it out. Wow, students, we're here at ICBA, the International Center for Biosaline Agriculture. Inside are a bunch of my friends who specialize in learning how to grow plants in the desert and in salty environments. Come on, let's go. Welcome to the Soil Museum. I see a lot of tools. Check out this auger. This auger allows us to dig deep into the sand and see what's down there. This soil profiler allows us to go in and literally create a soil sandwich to learn what is in soil. Look at all these amazing tools that they have. Now, some of these tools are exactly like the tools that we use to grow aeroponically. For example, they have a conductivity meter. A conductivity meter, you can stick it in the soil and see how much electrical connectivity there is between the water and the nutrients in the soil. OMG, check out the ground connectivity meter. Actually, it doesn't work like that, but simply we spread it across the soil and turn it on, and we get to figure out how much salt or salinity is in the soil. Because here in the desert, there is sun, sand, soil, and lots of salt. So let's talk about soil, shall we? Because I'm told that soil is made out of three things. Sand, it's made out of silt, and it's made out of clay. And you can see that there are 12 different types of soil profiles that really only have sand, silt, and clay. So let's talk about this. Wow, sand is fine pieces of inorganic matter from 0.05 to 2 millimeters. that is really small. Now this is so soft. And watch this. Here is silt, and silt is even 1,000 times more fine. It is 0.002 to 0.05 millimeters. That's 100 to 1,000 times smaller than each piece of sand. Wow, look at how fine this is. See how quickly it disappears? Wow, and clay is the teeniest tiny particle of all. It's less than 0.002 millimeters. That's so small you need a microscope to see each individual piece. But look at how fine clay is. Literally gone, and it's all in the air. I'm actually breathing it right now. Achoo! My nose is just filled with clay particles. And think about that. My nose just sneezed because clay can clog things up and hold water. And all of this mixes together to ultimately create something that we call a loam. So there's a perfect combination of sand, silt, and clay that makes up perfect soil, even here in the desert. So we're gonna take a look around and see what we've got. Come, follow me. A soil profile. What do you see? I see lots of different colors. And these colors are actually different layers of the soil. Wow, what do you think this is on top? This is organic matter. We call it compost. And this is really important because this dark organic matter is what holds all the other layers of salt in place. Because this heavier material that lets water go through is what prevents the soil and the sand from blowing away like I did before. And look, right here, a living example. Here are plants growing out of the soil. And you see here where the roots are, getting all the nutrients in this darker, compost-rich layer. And then the water trickles through and you see all the different colors. Now, sand, just like people, just like plants, comes in all kinds of varieties and colors. You may think sand is one color, but wow, look at all the colors of sand. This is dredged sand from the ocean. In it, look, you can see seashells. It's amazing. Here is coastal sand that comes from the water. It's kind of white. A browner sand from Dubai, a light red. There are 7 emirates and each one has their own color sand. There's light red, strong red, greenish gray sand, and another type of gray sand. And all of these are different kinds of sand. Now, I want to talk to you about how water trickles through sand, silt, and clay. And I want you to see this exhibit right here. These white stones represent sand. These smaller stones represent silt. And these smaller stones represent clay. Now, what do we need for plants to grow? We need sun, we need soil, and we need water. But it's important that the water gets to the roots. So let's see what happens. And right here at the bottom of the sand, we have some water. At the bottom of the silt, we have some water. And at the bottom of the clay, we have some water. Which do you think the water will go through fastest? Let's take a look. I'm gonna spin this wheel to you, and we see how the water's already rocking in the bottom. But watch what happened. 1, 2, 3. Wow, look at how quickly the water goes through the sand. If the water went through the sand that quickly, the roots would never see it. Look how slowly it's coming through the silt. And look, it's barely coming through the clay. So you want some sand for the water to go through. You want some silt for the water to get caught. And then you want some clay so that the water stays right around the roots and has those roots have water for all of the plant's life. So it's important that we have the perfect combination. And that perfect combination augmented by compost and nutrients, gives plants everything they need to survive, even in the desert. Did you know there are salt-loving plants that love to grow here in the desert? Students, we've learned so much. We could fill up a big book with everything that we've learned about soil. And in fact, soil scientists do just that. They have massive books filled with diagrams and charts documenting where all the soil is, every single plot of land. And they have book after book after book. You better get a good library card for this one. And remember, be kind to all the people. Wait a minute. I think I lost my cheese hat. Maybe I left it in the sand profile. Let's go take a look. Students, remember, here's the cup. Whoa, look at me. Hey, buddy, give me my hat back. These are living organisms. They help move the soil and create spaces so that water and compost can come down. And here's the sand. Here's that layer of compost. And we're going to go outside later today and see what's growing in the desert. I'm so excited. You know, students, one of my favorite quotes about agriculture started right here in the UAE, and it comes from Sheikh Zayed bin Sultan Al Nahyan, who said, "Give me agriculture and I will give you civilization." And here he is, His Royal Highness, cultivating dates in the middle of the desert. We're gonna go outside and check out some of those dates and see how food and agriculture and civilization all come together. Hi students, we're here on a date farm, and look at the palm of the date palm. We're here to see how different levels of salinity or salt in the sand can affect the date palm growth. This is 5 decisiemens of salt. Now believe it or not, that's a little bit salty, but 10 decisiemens would be mega salty. Let's see what's happening. Wow, students, I'm here in the middle of the desert, and look at these teeny tiny little salicornias. And salicornia loves salt. In fact, when you take a bite, it has a wonderful salty taste. It's delicioso. And it's a halophytic, salt-loving plant. Soon, this whole farm will be blossoming in 2 months, fully burdened with green salicornia. And I'll be able to come and eat and make salads for everybody. Wow, students, look at the amaranth growing in the soil. And over here, we have all different kinds of variety of quinoa. We planted quinoa just this past weekend because quinoa is a salt-loving plant that gives us protein, is delicious in salads, is a main course, and is a wonderful staple crop all around the world. Remember, students, there's not one type of quinoa, there's many types, and right here in ICBA, the farmers are experimenting with all different varieties, using the same soil to see which variety will grow best in sand that has a lot of salt in it. This way, we can have a control and a variable and understand which variety of quinoa grows best. Look at the colors, shapes, and varieties. We can grow mango, moringa, and fig. Look, some of the plants even have flowers. Some even have fruit right here in the middle of the desert. Students, even though there's an apartment building in the background, there are 2 greenhouses right here, bringing the farm to the city. And I'm so excited to see what makes these greenhouses the same and what makes them different, because there's all kinds of ways to grow food in the desert and in cities. Let's take a look. Wow, do you smell what I smell? No, it's not smell-o-vision, so let me television. Look at all these tomatoes. OMG, amazing right here in an urban greenhouse. Look at these beauties. Wow. I've just got to try one. So sweet. Wow, let's check out this greenhouse and see inside. In this big tank, there are thousands of fish swimming. And guess what they're doing? They're eating and they're pooping. And that poop is going right out this tube into a biofilter. And that biofilter is using those nutrients to grow more delicious Salicornia. Delicioso!
I had so much fun exploring the United Arab Emirates and learning what grows in the desert with you today. I want to draw the biggest thing we saw growing in the desert. Let's draw a date palm tree. For this directed drawing, you will simply need a piece of paper and something to draw with, a pencil, a crayon, or a marker. You might like to use a pencil so you can erase, but I'm going to use a marker so you can see it better. Are you ready? Let's go. Drawing a date palm tree is one of the easiest things to do. Simply you start with 2 lines. The tree itself coming right out of the ground, and we'll even it up. Right out of the top, we're gonna draw some spines that will ultimately become the palms. And believe it or not, we're almost there. The next thing we'll do is we'll start adding in some color. So what I'll do is I'll add in some browns here. We'll get the trunk of the tree right here. We'll add in some extra colors here. Now, for those of you who have seen date palm trees, they have amazing little spines. So we'll put some spines here. And look at that. It's already coming to life. Look at that. We're gonna top off our date palm tree right there. The next thing we'll do is we'll add in a little texture. So let's make some texture right here, because you know the palm trees, they have little humps or ridges on the side. Look at those right here. Amazing. We'll do the same on this side. And you can literally see how this tree is coming to life right before your eyes. The next thing we'll do is we'll look at our greens and take the lightest shade of green to start creating a backdrop for all of the palm leaves. So we're gonna go green, 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 green. Look at all that green. Green, 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 more green, more green, more green, light green, light green, light green, everywhere is light green. Look at all that light green. It's literally gonna be the palette which we paint onto. Do you see all that basic little green here? Now I'll take the darkest green and start making pine sleeves and pine veins in the plant. Look at that. And literally the palms are starting to come to life. You can see it. Literally, it's not hard, but you see how the palms are becoming very palmy, and the darker green accentuates the lighter green. Look at how quickly this is happening. I'm gonna add some light green to the top here after I finish putting in the rest of my spines. But literally, I'm making the veins that you might see in the leaf. I put in a gentle curve following the basic main vein of each of the palm leaves. And now I'll take a medium color green and add some extra texture to the leaves. And wow, look at those palms. They are literally coming to life. They are blowing in the desert winds. Look at that. They're coming to life. They're coming more to life here. Literally, the palms look like palms, and I'm gonna end each of the branches with some extra green. I'll put in some veins here, Look at those incredible leaves. Do you feel like you're at the desert, students? I sure do. Look at that. Everyone can draw a date palm. Now we'll add in a little color here, and you see how the trunk of the tree is literally coming to life. We'll add in a little yellow just for some highlights. Look at that, wow. We could add in a sun if we wanted in the background if we had some more time. And then most importantly, date palms have dates. So I'm going to take one ball of dates here, one strand of dates here with my darker brown. And then with my orange, make a bunch of little date palms. Those are the delicious things that we get to eat. And I love sharing with the green chef. So those are the actual dates that form from the palm tree. Be careful when you eat dates. You always want to watch out for the pit. So don't bite hard, bite soft. And remember, dates are delicioso. You'll then add in a little brown to tighten them up, to color in the dates. You can even add in a little black to differentiate the shades and the edges, and add in the wrinkles because some dates have wrinkles. So we'll go like this, add a little color here, a little color here, a little color here, a little color there. Oh my, and look at how our date palm tree has so quickly come to life. Amazing. If you want, you could add in a soil line or a horizon line here, and then you could start coloring in sand all around the tree that's growing out of the sand. You add in some orange. Look at that. We could add in some animals, a snake, who knows, maybe some small insects. But it's so easy to draw a date palm tree. And I'm so excited that you're here drawing with me.
Hi, Mr. Ritz. Did you figure out how I can grow food in the desert?
I did, Khalid. I visited an incredible place called ICBA, the International Center for Biosaline Agriculture. And there, at their soil museum and at their farm, I learned how to grow food in the desert. Let's write down what we learned. We learned that food does grow in the desert. We learned that some plants can grow in salty soils. We learned that soil is made up of sand, silt, and clay and contains a variety of colors and textures. And we learned about the plants amaranth, quinoa, and salicornia.
Wow, that's amazing. Maybe I'll try growing some of that halophytic quinoa. If I have more questions, can I call you again?
Of course, anytime.
Thanks, Mr. Ritz. Bye.
I can't wait to explore with you again, my friends. See you soon.